All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rechakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone salutations to all argument, my dear pushing this truth and all truth is sincerity, diligently throughout the four corners. All right, I'm the brother Shamar Moth from Great Millstone, Miami, coming to you. I'll give him another quick lesson. The Lord's will this lesson be quick, edifying, and straight to the point. All right, the title of this lesson is going to be just stay out of the Lord's way. Okay, and this lesson was inspired by a conversation the brother Karab and myself was having on Friday. All right, we were having a phone conversation, and amongst a lot of things that we spoke about, one thing that stood out was that the brother mentioned was how the victory of the elect is already written. All right, Lord will be part of that number. All we have to do is just stay out the Lord's way. All right, and you know, that's what I want to talk about, man. What do we have to do to stay out the Lord's way? Because Heavenly Father had already, you know, straightly told us what we need to do to stay out His way. Okay, and this is Psalms 2:11. It says, "Serve the Lord Yahweh with fear and rejoice with trembling." Okay, so one thing to do to stay out the Lord's way, all right, is to serve Him with fear. Okay, the scriptures tell us that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. All right, so what does serving the Lord with fear encompass? What does it look like? Well, when you go to the book of Romans 12:1, it tells us, "I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service." All right, that's one way we serve the Lord with fear. All right, is by presenting our bodies as living sacrifices. All right, there are a lot of individuals, all right, who have received this word, who are able-bodied, and who refuse to go out onto the highways and hedges to present their bodies as living sacrifices. Those individuals have actually put themselves in harm's way, and have put a scope on themselves from Yahweh Shai, man. All right, because the Lord had told us to go out. All right, as many as we find bid to the marriage. All right, we basically supposed to be each one teach one. All right, as we receive the word, we're supposed to go out and tell our neighbors and tell our friends. All right, and in doing so, you know, rightly dividing the word of truth, doing it in season, out of season, being apt to teach. All right, exhorting one another, and in doing these things, all right, we find ourselves staying out the way of the Lord, man. And what I mean stay out the way of the Lord is staying out of the line of fire, okay, so to say. All right, what is another point of how you could stay out of the way, out of harm's way? All right, is 1 John 3:5. Salaki. 1 John 5:3, I should say. It says, for this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous." All right, keeping the commandments of the Lord. All right, now we understand that we are not justified by the law, but that doesn't mean that we are not to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, you know, there's a lot of individuals out there who claim they believe in the Lord, but when it comes to moving in this decorum, moving with honor and uprightness, all right, as the word of the week is, aristocracy, all right, moving like a noble, they don't want to. All right, they find themselves you know, saying that they could do what they want and that the Lord is going to forgive them, when that's not actually the case, man. All right, the scriptures tell us that we're not supposed to use these times, this liberty, as a cloak of maliciousness, man. All right, just because we are under grace, that doesn't mean that we are not supposed to keep the laws. No, we are to keep the commandments to the best of our abilities, the things that we can control. All right, yes, we are not to eat pork. We are not to eat crab. We are not to eat lobster, shrimp. All right, we are not to commit adultery. All right, we are not to steal. All right, we are not to bear false witness. Okay, etc., etc. These things, all right, when we actually follow them and do them, all right, with the healthy dose of fearing the Lord, all right, keeps us out of the line of danger. All right. Yet there are a lot of individuals out there who claim they love the Lord, claim they're servants, but yet when it comes to those little things, all right, they refuse to adhere to those things, man. All right. Another way of staying out of the line of danger, so to say, staying out the Lord's way, is 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. All right, going back to the point of presenting your bodies as living sacrifices. All right, going out on the highways and hedges, there are a lot of individuals who go out there, all right, but they're butchering the words of God, man. All right, they're pushing smooth things and deceit to the people. All right, they're telling lies and fibs. All right, whether it be for filthy lucre's sake, whether it be for whatever purposes it is, man. Lying to the congregation. All right, telling the congregation that Jacob's trouble is not going to happen. The RFID microchip is not the MOTB. All these things. When people do that, all right, they're putting themselves in line of fire, man. Okay. But as for us who say we believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we hope to be part of that number. All right. The best way to stay in good graces, in Yahweh Shem Yahushua's good grace, is to study, man. To study. All right. Blessed is he that readeth, as the scriptures tell us in Revelation 1:3. It says, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. All right. Studying, reading, okay, doing these things. All right, you're actually putting yourself outside of harm's way. All right, when you study, when we read, we're putting ourselves outside of harm's way, man, because we find ourselves being immersified in the words of the Lord, so we understand and know more and more what the Heavenly Father likes and what the Heavenly Father does not like. All right, which leads me to my next precept, which is Joshua 1:8, which it says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success, man. All right. So studying and reading causes us to what? To have the words of the Heavenly Father, all right, constantly in our meditation, man. All right. So you'll end up moving around, okay, with the words of the Heavenly Father embedded in your mind. Every situation you find yourself in, all right, the words of the Lord are going to be prevalent. All right, and you're going to move, all right, in a way that's acceptable in the sight of the Heavenly Father, i.e. putting yourself out of harm's way, man. Okay. All right. That's another way of staying away or staying out the Lord's way. All right. Another point of staying out the Lord's way is praying, man. All right. Communicating with the Lord. All right. Hey, 1 Thessalonians 5:17, it says pray without ceasing, man. All right. That's what we ought to do, man. We should be constantly in communication with the Heavenly Father, man. And in doing such things, we will find ourselves doing more and more things that are pleasing in the sight of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. We will find ourselves more and more putting more and more outside of that line of fire, okay? Of these, people that's not studying, that's not reading, that's not praying to the Lord, that's not keeping His commandments, that's not serving Him, all right? That's purposely, okay, forsaking the assembling of one another, all right? Because there are some brothers who, myself, which the situation I'm in right now, I can't be amongst brothers as much as I want. All right. But, you know, if the Lord, you know, if it was the Lord's will and I was able to, I'll be amongst the brothers as much as possible, man. Okay. Yet there are individuals who is purposely, all right, removing themselves, these lone wolf type spirits, purposely removing themselves from the body. All right. All these things put you in line of danger, man. Not studying, it puts you in line of danger. All right, not reading, it puts you in line of danger because you don't know what the Lord wants. You don't know what he's requiring. You don't know what pleases him. All right, and you tend to go off on your own tangent. All right, which the scriptures tell us to trust in the Lord with all our understanding, lean not to our own understanding. All right, okay, roughly paraphrase. So if you're not in the constant communication of the Lord, you're not praying to him, you're not reading, you're not studying, you're not being amongst his fellow believers, all right, you're going to put yourself in harm's way, man. All right, okay. So the last precept I wanted to bring out is Ecclesiastes 12:13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. All right, and that's the whole duty of man. All right, to keep the commandments of the Lord and fear him. Serve him with fear and trembling, okay? Again, love the Most High with all your mind, body, heart and soul. To love the Lord is to keep his commandments, all right? Love your neighbor as you love yourself, all right? Feed the sheep of the Lord. Study, okay? Read, pray, all right? Present your bodies as living sacrifice. Mortifying the deeds of the flesh, missing not the discourse of the elders, all right, forsaking not the assembling of ourselves, and doing all these things, okay, in doing all these things, all right, we will find ourselves just staying out the way of the Lord. All right, so with that, Lord's will, the session was edifying. Shalom.